good morning. You know, the Christmas season, I don't know, there's magic in the air. I mean, I believe in miracles all year long, but there's something about the Christmas season, that miracles really do happen. I want to share a story with y'all that happened the last Christmas that my children and I had our home at. This was December 2012. This is the last Christmas before my marriage fell apart and we didn't have a home. But I remember it was rainy and cold, and I was spending the day with my mom. And we were going to go to Wendy's to grab lunch, and we were just going to go through the drive-thru and bring it back to the house. And I noticed a homeless man. And here's the restaurant, and he was in the back, like in the wooded area, and he was just sitting there. And I told Mom I want to help him, Mom had $20 and she handed it to me and she said, go give it to him. And so I got out of the truck and I walked up to him, and that's when a miracle happened. Now I'm going to read to you what I had put on Facebook a few years back, and I wanted to share it with y'all because it's so important, especially this time of year. This is about a homeless man named Dawson. I remember Dawson. He was a homeless man that lived among the trees behind Wendy's restaurant on Spencer Highway. I remember spotting him as I was fixing to go through the drive-thru with my mother. Something just touched my heart when I looked over there, seeing him with his dirty face and tattered clothes. I'll never forget in a million years when I walked up to him, a man I've never seen before in my life, and he knew who I was. I remember telling him hello, and he looked up at me through his bloodshot eyes, and you could tell he was tired. And I said, "My name is Terri," and his eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. And he said, "I know who you are." There's no way this man could have known who I was or who I am. There was no way. Yes, I had been in the local newspaper at the front page because my books that I was, had written, they did an article on me, but I didn't have a cap on. I didn't have my big old sunglasses on. There's no way he could have recognized me. And I don't even use the same name. My pen name's T.L. Moore. I introduced myself as Terri. Okay, where was I? This man was so excited to see me. But when I introduced myself as Terri, he said, "I have seen you writing books on the porch in Brenham." Now, Brenham, Texas is famous for Bluebell ice cream, okay? That's a couple of hours from here. I've never, ever, ever been to Brenham, Texas, ever. Nor have I ever done any of my book writing on a porch. But this man says that he knew me, and he had seen me on a porch where I've never been writing books. Now, keep in mind, I did not use my author's pen name. I introduced myself as Terri. I had sunglasses and a cap on, which I did not have in my interview with the newspaper. So he was so excited as he held my hand tight, but I knew I have never been to Brenham in my life. I just smiled through my tears. I I didn't tell him any different. And he was telling me not to cry. I did not mention my books at all. And besides that, my pen name, as I said, is T.L. Moore. I will never know how this man knew who I was and why he told me the things he did. But I've always knew God has his hand in it. Because as soon as I touched this man's hand, it was like the Holy Spirit just shot through me. And but it still gets to me after all these years. He had no way of knowing who I was. So I knew God had his hand in this. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt this was God. He had his hand in this. I'll never know how he knew I was. I told him, and why he said the things he did. I don't know what happened to Dawson. I remember giving him one of my children's books, Ed on my shoulder. I remember taking him Christmas dinner later on, but he wasn't there. And my husband at the time placed his Christmas dinner down in an empty chair. I had my daddy's coat hanging in my closet that my Aunt Margaret had given me, and my daddy had been deceased about 5 years by this time. He went to be with the Lord. I loved that old tattered coat. But Dawson was cold and it was rainy, and so I took him. There was a couple trips back and forth that we did, and so I took this homeless man my daddy's coat, and he loved it, and one of my children's books, and I was worried about Dawson because we had some really bad weather coming in. It was cold and rainy, and so I got a hold of I grew up in Pasadena Facebook page, and tried to get somebody to go up there and help this man to get him off the streets. The name of the gentleman that helped me was named Smokey. He said he was going to go up there. I never heard another word. I don't know what happened to Dawson. The last trip I went up there, his chair was sitting there, his basket full of stuff, half of it was empty, and my children's book that looked like it was super old, and it wasn't. It was a new book that I had given Dawson, but it looked like, you could see where he had, folded back the tip of the page, like a bookmark, but Dawson was nowhere around, but the book was sitting in this old, torn up lawn chair. My daddy's coat wasn't there, so wherever he was, he had my coat. But I've often wondered, was Dawson an angel? How did this man know me? There is no way he could have known who I was. I didn't look the same. I didn't mention my books. I used my real name, not my pen name. This was God. I never did see Dawson again. But I sure hope my daddy's coat, which took a lot for me to give away, but I knew that's what Daddy would want. I never seen that man again, or angel. So wherever you are, Dawson, God bless you. But I wanted to share that Christmas experience, that Christmas miracle with y'all, of my daddy's tattered coat and a homeless man named Dawson.
Hey y'all, I thought I'd come out here right where Dawson was. The trees are still here, some of the bushes and the high grass, but they have cleared this area out because all this was just woods back in here. What's that? that a basket? I don't know. There's still a lot of trash back here. But we're talking 7 years ago. Well, it would be something if I found my book laying here, huh? But these are the trees. But they had cleared this out. This parking lot right here wasn't even here. Back of Wendy's. But, you know, some people say, you know, if somebody's homeless, it's their own fault. You know, they want to be homeless. You know, I'm talking from experience here. That's not always the case, people. So, I mean, after my marriage fell apart and, you know, I'm not able to support myself, you know, I was a hair from being homeless myself. I was being bounced around from place to place. A lot of my family turned their backs on me. They couldn't handle it, you know. But, you know, sometimes it's not people's fault when they're homeless. So this Christmas season, have a little bit more compassion, a little bit more love. And if you see a homeless person, you know, give them some money, give them a hot meal, show them the love of Christ within you that shines. And Dawson. You know, just be a little bit more compassionate and, you know, show them that they are loved, they are cared for. You know, pray for these people. It's not, sometimes people get thrown into circumstances that's not their fault, you know. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to come back here 7 years later and where I met a very special homeless man named Dawson, and I'll never forget him. He was heaven sent. Or maybe he was directly from heaven. I don't know. But anyway, y'all, have a very Merry Christmas. God bless each and every one of y'all. And like, share this video, and subscribe if you want to, if you're not subscribed. Dawson, I don't know. You know, maybe you're from up there. But God definitely had his hand in this 7 years ago. None of this was here. This parking lot wasn't here. This was just a wooded area back in here. But anyway, keep on keeping on and have a very Merry Christmas. Later, people.